In this video, we're going to talk about 4 different ways that you can improve or fix a late arm in the throw. I'm here with Jake. Jake just committed to play college baseball, graduated high school this past year. Throws pretty hard, and we're working on some things with him, and I thought it was a great time to show you guys 4 different ways in which we improve a late arm action to get that arm more on time so it syncs up with what's happening at the pelvis, trunk, and shoulders. One of the first things that we try to improve upon when we look at a late arm action is the initial takeaway of the ball, or where the ball starts its ascent, meaning the lift in the throw. If it's too far behind the body, too posterior, you're not going to be able to get that arm on time very well. So what we have Jake do is go out into that wider stance, athletic stance, not so wide. Basically like he just put his foot down halfway through his stride. Now he's going to load into his hip, squat down, glove up. Notice the arm and the ball are out in front of the body. This is the exact same thing you'll see with Nolan Ryan. I just recorded a Nolan Ryan pitching mechanics analysis or breakdown, and you see he never brings that ball behind his body, just like you can see here. And now we're going to have Jake replicate that same thing from this abbreviated position so he can understand where his body's supposed to be in space. Go ahead. Good. Now I may cue him in some ways. Hey, I want to see more of this, I want to see more of that, but really I want to see the position do its job. If I see he immediately takes the ball back towards first base here as a right-handed pitcher, I'm going to tell him, hey, don't do that. You did a good rep there. Let's see that same thing again. Now we see his arm is on time because he's starting in a more efficient biomechanical position where he's not predisposed to a dragging late arm action. One more time here. Same thing, you'll see Tayron Guerrero, 104 miles per hour right here on the screen. Never takes the ball behind his body. Very, very important if you want to keep that arm on time in the throw. So go from here. Good. And he'll work on syncing this. This is the first day we've actually worked on this together. So he's doing an exceptional job. Now let's see the same thing with the leg up here. So that's way number 1, pre-positioning while you're out in a wider stance. That puts a little more pressure on you because you have to complete that arm action fast. It makes you speed up. So the 4 ways here. First way, put pressure from time on yourself so you have to get that ball out of your hand, make your arm move faster, but also put it in a better position. Now we're going to put it in a better position, give it a little bit more time. When you give the arm more time, it could potentially do more things improperly. So this is a little more challenging. Go ahead. Now here's where I might cue him. I want to see you bring that ball in a little bit closer to your head. One of the things that we talk about, just like you saw in those videos with Tayron Guerrero and Nolan Ryan, is they bring the ball in close to their center of rotation. That allows them to spin faster, and that decreases what we call drag force, but it's technically increased inertia, which is pulling them away, resistance to movement. So when they get the ball in closer, they can keep the arm on time to a greater extent. Do it. Good. Let him get a couple reps here. Relax that arm a little bit. Good. Now that he's done a few reps there, we're thinking about a couple things. Number 1, let's try to groove this a little bit more. We got to give him some variety in this position. And that's where I like to throw in something like the pocket path from PFA from Dave Coggins, who I like. He's been on my podcast. Great little product here, very simplistic, but it works very well. I don't typically, just in my practice, I don't typically have people start with that initially because I feel like there's ways to compensate and get around it. I like to provide them with the pathway, which is, hey, lift it this way from here, which he's doing really well. Then let's throw that pocket path on top of it to really challenge that. It adds more pressure of time, meaning you have less time to get that arm through, so you have to move that arm faster, which makes it a little bit more efficient. So let's show you a little bit of that. Now we got Jake here, pocket paths on. We're going to start in that same position that we first did, ball in the sleeve, and he's just going to get that glove up, replicate the same throw, getting the ball in close to his head. Arm action is on time, and we think about that late arm action as a dragging arm action behind the body. Often, sometimes we think about it as the arm is too low as you start to go forward, it doesn't get up to the proper height. And you see by forcing him to go faster with his arm and keeping it out in front of the body, we can ameliorate those 2 issues. We mitigate behind the body action, and we also get him to get to a better height because he's not pulling back so far with the arm. So same thing one more time here. That's exceptional, exceptional. Now let me see the same thing with the leg up. So starting in that sleeve. Same activity here. As you can see, his modus operandi is to go back posterior towards first base. It's difficult for him to do, but that's what he's traditionally done there, and that's what we're just cleaning up and tweaking there with his arm action. So let's see it again. Good, that was beautiful. That's the one I want right there. Okay, now go back to that wide stance again. Keep mixing these things up with your athletes. Random order is a key to motor learning, not so wide there. You're gonna stick it as you go. So now he doesn't have this thing attached. He's gonna touch it and pull through. So the Velcro sticks to the abdomen and he pulls through there. Great, let's see the same thing with the leg up. And you don't need this. I've had guys do it with a sweatshirt, big pocket on a sweatshirt. Those things work well. Just doing the drill even without the Velcro attachment, without the pocket path, works. It just doesn't work quite as well as actually having the tool here. And that's why I'm giving you a few options, 4 different ways. This is truly number 3 here. Do it. But I've shown you multiple positions, multiple ways to work on this. Now, one more time. Now that he's spent some time training that, we're going to have him take the belt off. We may have him do more reps in person. We may have him go on and off, depending on what we see and how well he's manifesting the throw. Now he's going to carry over that same feel to this drill here, which is a hop over. He's going to start on the back side of the mound. He's going to hop over for drill number 4 or intervention number 4 here. He's going to start with the leg up, the ball in the glove. Now he's working on the full handbrake, but he's also doing something else. He's got time pressure again, because once he lands, he does not have a lot of time till the ball's got to get out. So he has to move his arm really quick, get it into the slot fast. But he's also starting out in front of his body in a relaxed position. He's going to move through that same pathway he just followed. And by landing on that back leg, what you'll see is he has to dynamically load into that back hip. So we think about improving a late arm action. We can think about getting the arm to speed up, move faster. We can think about getting the arm into a better position so it doesn't end up in a compromised position. And then we can also think about increasing the hip load and delay of the trunk away from the target. And a simple way to do that is to make him dynamically load that back leg. So we're actually working on a bit of all 3 simultaneously here. Yep, now let me see a little more compact arm action. Make it feel the same way it did with that pocket path on. Bingo. Give me a few of those, make it feel natural. Jake's doing an exceptional job. We've been working on this for about, I would say 30 minutes. Good. Arms already getting more on time, shoulders in the slot, balls in closer to his head, just like you saw with those guys early on, Nolan Ryan. One more. If you guys like this video, hit the thumbs up. Maybe hit the thumbs up, say congratulations to Jake in the comment section. We're hoping to see some really big things from him. We know he will. He's got a great work ethic. Hit subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys in the next video.